Hello! Can anybody out there in streaming land hear me now? Let's see. Also, Lightbringer, welcome.
Hello! Can anybody out there in streaming land hear me now? Let's see. Also, Lightbringer, well.
Okay, we also have CJ Procreate Art. Hi, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm just getting everything squared away. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. And, okay, good on both platforms. Awesome. All right, well, let's get started then. As you see in front of me, I have a nice piece of Bristol board here. I have a handy-dandy template already made up that I'm just going to line up here. It makes my life a lot easier. And what I'm doing is I'm measuring out a 4.5 by 6.5 window. And hopefully you guys can see that. And I do 4.5 by 6.5. If you buy a mat with a 5 by 7 opening from the store or whatever, then you are going to find that it shrinks in 1/4 of an inch. So you can tape an exactly 5 by 7 picture with no border to the back of it. So I always shrink it in so we don't lose any of the art. So I hope that makes sense. All right, let me grab me a nice little ruler and line that up nice. And now it's time to cut. Easy. All right. Get it nice in the frame there. Does that look good for you guys? I've decided that since this is my first streaming on Twitch, a channel known mostly for its games, I'm going to do some Legend of Zelda art today. So I hope you guys will enjoy that, and I hope it'll be pretty cool. So to start with, I'm going to sketch it in pretty roughly here with the markers. I like to do that. Now the 2H pencil that I used to make this frame, I'm wondering if it's going to be a little too light for the camera to pick up well. We can, yeah, and this, my camera, unfortunately, my webcam keeps white balancing really weird. I'm not entirely sure what the deal with that is, but there it goes. Focus and unfocus. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Lightbringer, you are exactly correct. That's yeah, I definitely need to check that. Because I'm noticing it is a pain in the butt. But thanks for sticking with it, guys. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to grab a different pencil. And I'm going to go with a nice B pencil, which is a little bit towards the darker side. With pencils, H is lighter, B is darker. So we're going to go B, and we're going to see how that works here. So just to get started, I'm going to throw in some nice... Oh yeah, figure something on the side. Yeah, good call. Let me grab something. It's Bob Ross. He is going to be the spokesperson for the channel going forward. So there we go. Hopefully it just stays nicely focused on Mr. Ross there. Is that focused enough, or do I need to adjust it a little more for you guys? I have no idea. You let me know. Okay. Got some water. All right. So to start with, I'm just kind of doing this free form. I don't really have a game plan as to what exactly the image is going to look like. I'm just going to kind of start doodling up and seeing what kind of comes out, and we're going to go from there. I've loved the Zelda series for quite some time, so I've played the original game, loved it when I was a kid. It still gets a little confused, but it should be good enough for now. Okay, thank you, Lightbringer. So, when I think of Zelda, I'm thinking of being a kid and playing the original 2 games on the NES. And what I really liked was all the kind of different, like, cool monsters. And so I think we're going to do Link in, like, a nice battle scene here. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to be up to exactly. But I usually start with just getting in some rough lines of action and just kind of getting the pose of the figure down and what's going to be going on. If you guys have any suggestions while I'm doing this, please feel free to shout them out. For now, I just think I'm going to do Link with the sword here. Kind of in a actiony pose, like he's going to swing it or he's defending. And just kind of do that arm back this way. What's everybody's favorite Zelda side weapon? You know, like the boomerang or the candle or something like that. I want to give him something for the other hand here. You know, the bee thing. So you guys let me know what you like. What's he using here in combat? Let me know what you guys like. I was always a fan. I love the boomerang because of its power to stun enemies, which made life a whole heck of a lot easier. I also like the bombs. And I also like the candles. There was a red candle and a blue candle, I believe. Boomerang also. That's another for the boomerang. Thank you, CJ. That's awesome. So currently Boomerang is in the lead. That might be a good one to do. So, Boomerang in hand here. And now we got to start thinking about the type of enemies he's going to be up against. Moblins are always a favorite, I think. But you also have all the enemies that could be like in the dungeon. Maybe should we put Link in the dungeon or should we put Link outside in the overworld? Because that's also going to reflect our color palette too. If we are in the dungeon, it'll be nice and blue and we can put in some dungeon creatures. If he's outside, we can put in outside creatures, have it be kind of light and bright. So if you guys have an opinion on that, let me know. I'm just kind of going to continue just refining the figure little by little. Just getting those little bits here and there. Yeah, Zelda was always a favorite. I played so much of it. And it was so good. And so much fun. I have a lot of good memories tied to Zelda. It's weird to think back in 1980, I don't know when, 1980, we're going to say 1987, 88, whatever when I was playing Zelda. What a weird how the franchise was so much different than it is today in terms of the creatures that were out and about, like the creatures in the world, and just the aesthetic of it and everything. I think now there's a whole lot of baggage that kind of goes with Zelda in terms of its design and the way it looks and the way it feels and stuff like that. You know, back then there was no such thing as like the Hyrulean shield, you know, and now that's kind of, if you think Zelda, a lot of people think Hyrulean shield, you know, with all its intricate designs and patterns and stuff like that. But back then it was just like a red shield with a little yellow like cross on it, a little plus or something. So I don't think there was any like religious symbolism or anything with the cross on his shield. I think it was a lot more to do with, you know, they needed a design on the shield and they only had like 5 pixels of width to work with. So I think they went with that just because, oh yeah, like a Crusader shield or something, you know. But yeah, so very interesting that there's so much that's different. Plus, I don't know if anybody out there remembers The Legend of Zelda, the cartoon show. And I used to watch the crap out of that. It was on every Friday, I remember. The Super Mario Brothers show, the one with the live-action segments. Well, Brooklyn Mario and Luigi had their, I think it was a cousin or something like that, but she was some 80s like punk chick, looked like Cyndi Lauper, and her and some other guy would like take over the show and show Zelda cartoons. And they were always my favorite because I'm a big fan of fantasy and like Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that, so that was good stuff. So let's see here. So let's see, scrolling down. Okay. Hi, Connor M. Halligan. Okay. On the oh man, okay. Sorry, I have to scroll down to keep up with chat. I'm learning something new every day. Okay. So we've got a vote for the boomerang, a vote for the candle. We're going original there, Lightbringer. So we're going original. Outside, in the dungeon, and on the raft. So, ouch. That's a little. I am not sure. I tell you what, I'll do. How about I do? Well, I could do. Yeah, my chat does not scroll down on its own apparently, and light is just fine. I will keep that in mind. Yeah, it does not scroll down on its own, unfortunately, which is something I just learned. I assumed it would, but it does not. So, fun stuff. Okay, so we got in the dungeon, we got outside. How do I split the difference there? Well, I could always do something like he is... Yeah, I thought it didn't. Wow, that's... Okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's really odd for me that it's not scrolling. So it's just one of those things. Now that I'm aware of it, I'm going to have to make up for it and just scroll down every now and again. And I can watch the little bar at the side to make sure that it goes down. So I don't know if that's a quirk of Firefox here that I'm using... or what, but you know, hey, it's not gonna stop us, right? I don't like his foot there. That's kind of crappy. So how about we split the difference here? How about we do him fighting his way like into the dungeon? He'll be outside with the dungeon here in the background. We can do, and he's like working his way towards it. I'm going to do down here in the foreground area where I'm just kind of sketching in some loosey-goosey squiggles is going to be like a horde of enemies like attacking him. And then I'm going to put some enemies here in behind. And then over here is going to be the entrance to a dungeon of sorts. And I'm not sure which one. They all have that weird like monster face thing. So it's all going to come down to color. So if you guys have a favorite dungeon in Zelda, throw it out there for me. And then what I'm going to do here is in the background, we're going to have Death Mountain kind of looming and the mountain range up behind him. We can do like the sunshine coming right here. We'll do a little sun right there. So that's kind of fleshing in our layout here, and then we can start to just add in some details. And then after that, we're going to get to the coloring section. After coloring, we'll be inking. I always do my inking on top. So if you guys are coming from Twitch, I'll let you know I have a YouTube channel called Markers and Monsters where I do all that stuff. If you guys are coming from YouTube, then I now have a Twitch channel. So Colin Richards Art at Twitch TV. So check that out. But you can find the same thing on both places, so kind of redundant. Alright, so they have those weird like monster face thingamajiggers here. The dungeons. I always love the when you go into the dungeons in the first Zelda, how the music stops for just a brief minute and he like descends. You hear the stairs him going down the stairs. Let's see. Let me go here and look up a quick reference. See some images. I bet you I get a ton of stuff for Breath of the Wild here. Dungeon entrance. Okay, yeah, there we go. Dungeon 2 where it looks really bored. Okay, sold. Thanks, Light. Dungeon number 2, we're doing it. Like, it just doesn't care. It's just like, come on, man. Get in me already. Jeez. Okay, got it up here. Got a little reference up. So there is no lower teeth. I thought there was. You got this nice... I'll just sketch it in here kind of loosey-goosey. It's got these guys on the sides. Kind of a shape like that. And it's got the eyes like, I don't care. I don't care. Go inside me or not. Whatever. There we go. Dungeon number 2 is just not having a good day. Man, there's all these monsters inside him, and he just, he doesn't care. He's like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And then I know around the dungeons they have those little, they're like little pillar things. Stuff like that. And the statues and stuff. Okay, cool. That's kind of thrown in there real quick. Let's get some enemies and stuff. I'm going to try to do some... whatever the octopus guy names are. I know all these things have names, but I don't even know if they're octopuses, but they like they crawl and they shoot things at you. You guys know what I'm talking about. What are those things called? Just like a chaotic swarm here. They came in red and they came in blue, and they were kind of spiky all over them. And then we're going to do, over here on the side, we're going to do a cool moblin. Original old school moblins. They were kind of the pig guys, kind of like Ganon, you know. And this one has maybe a spear coming out. They were armed with spears, right? Spears or bows? Do you guys remember? I know some of them had bows. I think some of them had spears too. They have those like pig ears. He's looking up. So I hope this pencil is picking up here well enough for you guys on the camera. Once we start coloring it in with the markers, I have no doubt that you're going to be able to see it real well. So here's his front hand. Kind of, he's just in right there, little shoulder pads. It's the edge of his shoulder here. So you can't really see where the other hand or the back of that spear is going to. Alright, thank you, Light. Yeah, I think they had spears and bows. So he's going to be stabbing out. Little pig guy. I don't know, I don't remember if they had helmets or not. But I'm going to go this guy no helmet for now. What are some other cool overworld enemies? Oh, what about those? You know what? I'll put right here, there's a little negative space. And I'm going to put in those weird little, I don't know, they're like, you know, flower things that kind of come out and they spin around. They fly through the air. I have no idea what these things are called. You know what? Wait right there. I will be right back. I think I have something sitting here. Nope. I do not. I thought I had my original Legend of Zelda instruction manual sitting right here with all the enemies listed in it, but I apparently do not. So it must be downstairs with all the NES games. I recently found the instructions for Castlevania 3, and they are in like pristine condition, so that's awesome. So let's just make a little moblin guy here. We're going to kind of keep him in the shadows a little bit, but he'll have another spear here. Right? Just kind of in the background, just to hint that he's there. Maybe some eyes here as well. You don't know what kind of creature that is, but I don't want to just fill that up with some black space, you know. Alright, so let's see original Zelda enemies. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. So a lot of these are dungeon. Oh, there's the spiders. Yeah, we could do the spiders or something. That might be cool. Oh, chat, scroll down. Octorock. Okay, thank you, CJ Procreator. You probably, and Light, thank you. I think you guys probably listed that like minutes ago, but I'm just getting to it now. So, oh my gosh. Okay, gotta keep better with that. But Octorock, thank you. Okay, let's see. There's Pole's Voice, which is only in the dungeon. There's the Moblins, yep. Let's see here. We could do... How about one of those statue guys? Unless you guys have a different suggestion. How about one of those statue guys that come to life? That, or were there skeletons on the overworld? I don't remember. There were the there were the centaur guys. Centaur guys. We could do one of those centaur guys, whatever the heck they were. They had like, it seemed like they had spears for hands, if I remember. Only in the dungeons. I assume you're talking about the skeletons, so yeah, unfortunately. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, skeletons. Skeleton or spider would be cool. Yeah, yeah, you know what? We'll do... Instead of the centaur, I don't think he's going to fit in there too well. We'll do the jumping spider guys. Remember when you're trying to go up the mountains and those things, they jump, right? I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I worry that that's a lot of legs in this one area, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. One way or the other, we're going to make it work. Yeah, I know. I hated that. They were like all over the place. Like you just want to get up the damn mountain and these jumping spiders come out. It's like, come on, man. They're going to be eyeballing Link here. And let's do just like the implication of another like Octo Rock down here at the bottom too. Like there's just a pile of them, you know. Because again, I don't want the colors down there to be all messed up. Okay, so that's cool. We got those guys in. Freaked you out as a kid. CJ, you have no idea, man. I hate spiders so much. They are like my least favorite thing. Other than onions. I hate onions and I hate spiders. But yeah, spiders are no good. They would always show up in games too. Like spiders are a super common enemy type in fantasy and games like Castlevania, like horror themed, you know. So I wonder if the fantasy comes back to like The Hobbit. I wonder if that's why you see so many spiders in fantasy games, like giant spiders. Alright, so let's start kind of fleshing in Link here. In his hand. And I'm going to go, I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally doing classic Link in this. Where he's green, but he also has orange on too. Castlevania was awesome. Castlevania still is awesome. I really enjoyed the anime on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen the Castlevania anime, it's awesome. So I really dug it. I know it's kind of got mixed reactions and stuff, but I thought it was pretty cool. Castlevania 3 was like my favorite. We still have the cartridge, which is nice. My brother just beat it, like without any kind of, Game Genie or anything like that, or any kind of codes or anything. He beat it straight. So I can't even believe that, because Dracula is very difficult. Okay, so I'm going to put a bomb on his belt too. Sorry, light, no candle. We're going boomerang. I think this pile of monsters seems like a more boomerang situation, frankly. Okay. Yeah, I would love it if Netflix continued doing original programming. Like if they did that Castlevania that they just did, like that same quality, but they did a Zelda game, like that would be amazing. I think that would be great. Give him the pointy ears here. It's kind of, I don't know what Link's collar looks like in the game. I think he just wears like a green tunic. If I can recall, based on the artwork, he had like stitching here, like an old like page boy outfit. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I think we'll pretty much have all the data that we need to get it started. So let's start coloring. Let's see. Oh, hi, hello, Kevin. How you doing, man? We are drawing some original Zelda art here. Sip of water. And let me bust out the markers. So, kind of off screen, but I got a big old case here. Kind of see if I can move them in just a little. Oh, that's not going to show up too well. Sorry. Let me put old Robert Ross back here. But yeah, the big old case of all kind of markers. Here we go. Let's see. That'll pick up. Oh, that's very close, but a lot of markers in there. So I'm up to my elbows in a used car playing What the Hell Is That? Oh man. All right, so to start with, I'm going to pick out this nice Tuscan orange here. I hope that shows up for you guys. I hope it's not too blurry. And just kind of start adding in the dark areas on Link's outfit. Yeah, thank you, CJ. I've been kind of buying them here and there for a couple of years now. I started with, getting like 2 markers and then just added to it. So it's rare that I buy more than one at a time. Usually once a year I'll place an order and get like a few because they can get pretty pricey. One thing I have to make sure of is that I erase enough of the pencil line so that it's not going to smear around too much. That's a big problem, especially with light colors. So I can just kind of start blocking in sections of the figure. Like I said, usually the dark shadowy areas of his tunic, I think, is a good place to start. And if the sun's coming from up here and hitting down, that means everything that's on the bottom gets put into shadow. So we will do that. Like so. Okay, good start. So hopefully that's showing up. Yeah, it looks like it's showing up okay. So that's pretty sweet. What I'm going to do is what I like to do. Oh, hey, the Gamer Spirit. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Glad to see you hopping in. And thank you. Yeah, Bobby Ross here. He's the patron saint of my art room. So, but what I'm going to do here is kind of not really finish an area, just kind of put in some of the color for it, and almost kind of in that way I can see where the drawing is, without that pesky pencil line being in there. So again, just kind of going to do the shadowed areas first. The more times I go over an area, the darker the area is going to be. And so I always start here with areas that are going to be shadowed around this bomb. There we go. Kevin, I couldn't agree with you more about the Zelda comics. One of the drawings that I had started and need to finish down here, it's just this figure, as you can see, a woman. There'll be another figure back there, but you might remember it's going to be Captain N, the Game Master, one of my favorite guilty pleasures. So him and Princess Lana from the TV show. But yeah, I still have a couple of those comics floating around. Captain N and Mario and Game Boy comics. I don't know. It was a weird world back then, back before the internets, and people weren't sure about like what exactly video gaming was, and the way it interacted with pop culture was very odd, But yeah, I agree with you. I really like a lot of the comics. Just a lot of fun stuff and a lot of different stuff. It's kind of fun to revisit now. Yeah, Gamer Spirit, you know what, man? There might be scans online to check out, but some of them are just beyond nuts. Like the Game Boy comics and stuff like that, where Game Boy would, come alive. The Game Boy would, like, come to life and do stuff, or characters would come out of the Game Boy and, like, hunt down mafia dudes. Just crazy stuff. Definitely worth checking out just for its sheer weirdness, But Captain N was a lot of fun. It was about this dude, and he was sucked into his Nintendo, and his skill at video games allowed him to be like the champion of this land, where there was like a hot princess that wanted to jump his bones because he was good at video games. It's great. He had a Nintendo Zapper gun that he could shoot things with, and he had a Nintendo controller belt buckle that when he like pressed the A button, it would give him like super jump and stuff like that. So, a lot of fun stuff. Okay, so let's add in just a little bit of a blue color here on the spear. Just to know it's in. And now, if I'm not mistaken, the moblins were a kind of orangey color as well. So let's see. We're going to try tea orange here for them. I think the moblins came in both orange and green, huh? CJ, yeah, that's exactly what happened to Captain. I'm not kidding you, man. There was a comic too where, because all the different Nintendo characters would show up and deal with like Captain N, but Samus Aran from Metroid showed up. And she had a thing for Captain N. And Princess Lana and Samus had like a... I don't know if you call it like a... Not quite a cat fight, but they were both into him, Because of his video game skills, you see. So, pretty good stuff. pretty fun stuff. So let's add in just the dark areas with this called tea orange. Around the fingers here. And the moblins wore... blue? Orange and blue? That sounds about right. Something like that? Or was it orange and... Yeah, no, it's orange and darker orange. So let's give that a whirl. Let's get some darker orange out here. This is Yellow Red 09 Chinese orange. I don't know what makes it Chinese. Yeah, Mother Brain was the bad guy. And yes, Brooklyn Mario is my guy. Like Plumber Brooklyn Mario was the guy. And thank you, Light. Yeah, orange and orange. This might just be too orange, man. This Chinese orange. Don't know why it's Chinese. But yeah, Plumber Mario. Oh man, he was the guy. Plumber Mario and Luigi. And Plumber Mario was played by Captain Lou Albano of wrestling. Yeah, I know the moblins. We are doing the like original Zelda, like as OG as you can get. Yeah, Light, you got it. Back in the day, you see, Gamer Spirit. I'm old as the hills at this point in my life, and so I like to look back fondly when I was a young lad, carefree and playing NES games. But I just thought it would be fun. Honestly, with the Zeldas, it's been I haven't played the most recent. I have not played Breath of the Wild. That's for darn sure. I'd like to, but I haven't played anything since I think Skyward Sword, and then it was only once in a while because that was for Wii, I believe, like the original Wii. So I've not gotten in on Zelda for quite some time, unfortunately. I'd like to play some more. I hear they're all great. You know, it wouldn't be people wouldn't keep playing them unless they were awesome. But yeah, just need to do that. But so yeah, I like to go back here. I definitely know this game. Okay, so now a decision to make about the Octorok here in the corner. They came in red or blue. So you guys yell it out. What do you think, red or blue? Red would kind of go with his green. It's a contrasting color. Blue would go with the orange here. So what do you guys think, red or blue? Is Zelda really expensive? I don't know. I'm unsure. I'll take your word for it. I kind of don't doubt it. But it's weird because like it seemed like everybody that had an NES back in the day had Zelda. But I wonder if it's just the character, if the cartridges are getting rarer. And is that Mario show was on Netflix? I know what I'm watching tonight. I definitely do. Okay, so this weird flying thing back here, also orange as well. Limited color palette in the Zelda games, but that's quite okay. And he has little spiky dikes. You didn't have Zelda? Wow, that's almost criminal. I thought if anybody would have it, I thought for sure you would have had Zelda. You had an NES, right? I'm sure you did. I'm actually pretty sure yeah, I'm pretty sure you told me that, right? If you didn't have an NES, my whole world is going to fall apart. Like everything that I once knew will have been wrong. Alright, so hopefully this isn't too gray, but at least it gives me an idea of where its little wing pedal things were. I don't know what these things were. They came to life and spun. Hold on. Yeah, the golden cartridges. Okay, so we got red. Red. Okay. Oh, red. Thank you, CJ. You're the only one that yelled it out. So red, we're doing it. Oh, you had Zelda 2. See, Zelda 2 was one that I had to rent from KV Video. And Gamer Spirit, is that a pea hat? I don't know if that's what those things are called. They're like float and fly. The little spinners on top go crazy. $9, but anything other than that is $25. Ouch. That seems a lot. I will say this though, the gold cartridges are really like, if you collect, they're very physically attractive. They're very nice to look at. And Kevin, you've never played the original NES Zelda. Oh God. Kevin, you gotta play the original Zelda. It's so good. Little propeller dude, that's a pea hat? Okay, cool. Thank you. I've learned something new. And Link to the Past randomizer, or that? No, I haven't seen that. What does it do? Randomize like the dungeons and the locations and all that kind of stuff? We're going to just start to put in a little bit of texture here for this guy. You know what, Gamer Spirit? If you, like I said before, if you collect, like if you want to have them for more than just the playability, just to like have on a shelf or look at, they're very attractive. I don't know if it's worth $25 though. That's for sure, but they're really nice looking cartridges, I have to say. And the Zelda 2 cartridge too, as well, was in gold. Okay, we're going to add in just a little bit of shadow there. And that was using a lipstick orange, red 17. Then we're going to tone it down a little bit with, let's see here, light rouge. For it's going to be a little less saturated red here, a little duller. Just going to add that in here. And we'll go in and make the whole thing a lot redder here later. But for now, I think that should help. And remember, I'm not trying to... let's add a little in here. That's orange enough. Yeah. Get some of the color synergy working. Okay. So then we're going to move to this jumping spider dude. So I know he's kind of like a weird orange color. And I'm going to need to erase a little bit because it's going to pick up the pencil lead. Yeah, if you guys have not played the original Zelda, I highly can say it's worth your time to do. And it's a lot of fun. Light, were you streaming that last night? I jumped on there for like 5 minutes, but had to get off the stream and I couldn't watch. Because you were doing King's Quest and then it said you were doing Zelda as well. Is that true? But yeah, as I was saying, the original Zelda, it definitely is a classic. And it's definitely worth your time to give it a play. If you're interested in like the history of gaming especially and stuff like that, seeing where stuff kind of came from, you know. Tektite. Gamer Spirit, you are full of the information here. I'm loving it. That's awesome. Tektite is the spider thing. Cool. I remember that the creatures, they're in the dungeons and they're called Pole's Voice. They like have the rabbit ears. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. Keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. I love information, so I'm digging it. And Kevin, you like Zelda or Zelda 2 or nothing? Oh no. You know, Zelda 2 is good, man. Side scroll for life. For life. That'd be like a for life. I guess it would be for life. Like that. I guess the L goes the other way. Oh, hello, Gecko. How you doing, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, that's one thing about long-running franchises. It's kind of weird, like what enemies can come over from other areas, you know, stuff like that. Like what enemies they choose to take with them, and what enemies just get abandoned along the way. Now, for his legs, we're gonna darken them up quite a bit later. But for now, I'm putting in with this really blue-violet BV08, which is like really intense. And you know what? That's totally fine for me. All right, and I said I wanted a little Octo Rock down there that you can kind of barely see, just so it's not just area. We're going to put in a blue one there. So for that, I think I'm going to start with some cobalt blue on the legs here. What's my favorite Zelda? Favorites are tough for me because I like so many different things for so many different reasons. But here we are drawing the original Zelda, and that's one of my favorites, I would have to say, just because of the memories. I also really enjoyed Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask is a good one too. You know, I remember when that came out, it was very polarizing. But it's kind of a cool game with a lot of interesting gameplay, and I really dig that about it. I like something that's a little bit more on the unique side. Scroll the chat down. Okay, looks like I'm caught up good. Maybe some smoky blue in there just to fill in the gaps. I don't know how, but Gamer Spirit, Majora's Mask. That was if you don't know, that's an N64 game, and it's nothing like the other Zeldas that came before it. No, I won't say nothing like it, but it's very unique, I think, in the Zelda franchise. Another really good one. Don't hate yourself. Another really good one I forgot, and I have this one too, the cartridge, is Link's Awakening for Game Boy. Is excellent. It's got a great story, although the ending always leaves me a little misty-eyed. But, yeah, that's a good one too. Let's see. You like to think Bob Ross would have joined the Ninja Crew. Ninja Crew would... Bob Ross would be the guy who runs the Ninja Crew. I missed Majora's Mask for a long time, too. It came out of time. Yeah, I only played it afterwards. I had the 64, never got it, but my wife's brother, he ended up having it. So that's something that I would play at their house. And I really ended up liking it a lot. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is great. Majora's Mask is like the one they put out right after the Ocarina of Time. So it's kind of the same graphics and stuff, but it's just an interesting story, and just the way the game is set up where time keeps repeating is very interesting. A lot of people didn't like it because it was too different at the time. But I think, honestly, with a long-running series, different is good. Kind of like if any of you guys have seen the latest Godzilla movie, it's way different. It's way different. But that's okay. In like 20-some movies, it's cool that they're changing it up just a little bit, you know. Okay, so that's good. So let's start getting in some, I'm going to do a little more of this, the spikes here on the Octorok here. A little darker reds here for the shadows. And when we go over top of this with ink, that's going to kind of change up how everything's going to look too. So don't fret. Nobody fret. No fretting. Okay. Scroll down here. Yeah, I like that. I love that in the Zelda franchise, there is so much variety. Wind Waker, another one that when it came out, everybody was very upset with it because its look was completely different, and the setting and the design and all that. But another game that turned out to be quite a classic, I think. I really enjoyed Wind Waker as well. Okay, so I kind of want to do a weird like teal blue back in there. So I'm going to start with some duck blue for these moblins. It's very vibrantly blue, but that's okay. We're going to tone it down here a little later. A giant tree in the foreground. It's my world, and if I want a moblin to live here, then I'm gonna have a moblin live here. But yeah, you're right. The giant tree challenge we're gonna do here right at the end, as I'm gonna shoehorn somehow in, I don't know, something right at the end that has no business being there. Yeah, that's pretty darn blue, but I like it. It's called duck blue. Yeah, hey, Gamer Spirit, have you played Breath of the Wild? And if so, do you like it? I hear it's awesome. And one next to it leaning to the side named Oscar. Yep. But I'm going to call mine Oscar Goldman after the $6 Million Man. Yeah, I'd like to. I'd love to play some more. Well, any kind of video games, but some more Zelda would be fun to catch up on that. Same with there's some other famous franchises from Nintendo that I wouldn't mind seeing, like Metroid Prime. I have played like two of the three, 2 and 3 actually, but I'd like to go back with the first one. I hear Other M's pretty bad, but competing for your favorite Zelda game. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it's good. Yeah, different's not necessarily bad, you know. That's awesome though. All right, let's tone this down. So that is a blue-green. You can usually add the competing color to tone something down. I'm going to do this right here near the bottom to kind of gray it. This is a light mahogany, which is a red that will compete with the green in there. And kind of take it all to a little bit more of a neutral color and darken it up. Is Breath of the Wild like the best game out for the Switch currently? Oh, and you did, Kevin, you did get a GameCube. That's awesome. Wind Waker's really cool. Have you guys started playing it? Oh, you're in the middle of it now. Okay, I'm sorry. Should have read a little better there. My bad. Do you like it? I think it's a cool idea. I love just like sailing around the world. It feels very, very nice to do that. That should tone that down a little bit. Now we're going to get a little gray. Tone this area just a little darker. Splatoon 2. I've never played any of the Splatoon games. Are those good? Are those like fun games or? Yeah, I know. Any new system like that is going to be ridiculous. Ridiculously expensive. Okay, let's get some of that added in. You know what? I kind of like that. Kind of like that duck blue back there. So I'm going to use that again here. Right in the under the leg region, we'll say. Is the Switch like competitive? I don't know much about it. Is there much like competitive gaming on there? Ooh, Gamer Spirit, that sounds good. That's kind of like a Skyrim or something, you know. That's cool. Yeah, Pittsburgh in my apartment. My roommate had a GameCube back in the day. We would play Wind Waker. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's something about video gaming, just at all that I really like. Just in general, is that everybody can have like a story associated with it. Like I've been talking about how much I enjoyed, you know, the first Zelda. Kevin, you were saying in my apartment you were playing Wind Waker. You know, like it can kind of tie back to like memories. You know, I like that. Everybody can have their own little tale, as it were. I remember the first time I did this or saw this or that. That's something that's really cool about that aspect of our culture. Splatoon going to esports. Really, I don't know. I don't know anything about Splatoon. Like it could literally be a Spittoon simulator, but the sequel, Splatoon 2. You know, where you get like a Rock Band type peripheral that's like an Old West spittoon you spit into. I have no idea what Splatoon is. But that's cool. That's cool if people are digging it enough to put it on, you know, esports and stuff. That's awesome. I think that would generally imply that the developers have done a good job in making a cool game. Colorful shooter game. Oh, that's cool. That's one thing I dislike about shooters currently, is that they're not very colorful. But if one is colorful, that sounds pretty awesome. A lot of your Call of Duties and Modern Warfares. I mean, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I get why people like it, but the grim gritty aesthetic can, or not even grim and gritty, but that like ultra realistic can get to me. I like something sometimes with either a lot of color, or if it's a horror game, like very dark and brooding. I do like dark and brooding. Cover everyone in your color of ink. That sounds like what I'm doing right here. Oh, that's cool. Hey, thanks, Gamer Spirit. Have fun, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll be here for a while, coloring, so stop by. Yeah, Kevin, Cannibal Holocaust. Oh, good Lord. Terrible. But, hey, well, at least you have a memory, right? And yeah, CJ, Call of Duty getting old. Yeah, I agree. It's just not my thing. I'm totally, if people love it, and it seems like they do, I'm totally cool with that, But, yeah, I think it's just one of those things that after a while, it's like, you get it. You understand what it's about, and unless they can really innovate and make differences that matter, it's the game's just kind of going to get, people aren't going to like it. But that being said, I know a lot of people still love that sort of military-style shooter. Well, it's just like any of the like Madden games. Like every year it's a new one. Like how much innovation can they make? But apparently enough for some people. So, good on them, man. If they have the resources to do it and a fan base that loves it and they're pleasing them, that's awesome. Yeah, so here I'm going to date myself. I haven't played a Call of Duty like fully through unless it was the first Call of Duty. The other ones I've just kind of poked around with and like played at people's houses and stuff. But even then, it's like after Call of Duty, like the first Modern Warfare, or I'm sorry, the second Modern Warfare, it was like, oh, this is cool and all, but Kevin. Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront. I actually saw the trailer today for Battlefront, I think it's 2 or something, and it looks awesome. I mean, I very much cooled on Star Wars, unfortunately. But that being said, that's still pretty cool. You haven't played any of them, like, gee, yeah, Call of Duty. What was the one that was set in World War II and it was in like the Pacific? I remember that one being okay, but after a while it got repetitive. And the first level is you're escaping from the sinking of the USS Arizona, and you're as the ship's sinking, you're trying to like get out, and there's not really any enemies to fight. You're just trying to escape the ship. That was okay, and then after that, it's just level after level of just shooting. So, Star Wars Battlefront is awesome. Yeah, I might have to check that out. Now, that's all like online, correct? The Battlefront? Yeah, I remember, Light, you said you were playing the first BioShock. Did you play the second one as well? Yeah, I might have to check out the Star Wars Battlefront then. If people are saying it's good, might be kind of fun to do something new. Oh, you didn't play the second one. Don't play BioShock Infinite. I'm not going to get into it, but I would avoid that one. I think you knew that though. I think I've mentioned that to you maybe once before. I can't remember if it's ever come up in conversation. You know. Yeah, the second BioShock was just okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, maybe I'll try to get Battlefront then, or something new like that. Okay, what color is his belt gonna be? So in the games, he has like an orange-ish belt, so I think I'm gonna stick with that, huh? Symphony of the Night is amazing. That's a good one. So good. Oh, cool. No online. They have a couple non-online missions. That's good. I don't play a ton of online games just because of time and stuff. So that's cool. You can poke around with that and have fun. Can you be? I assume. I hope that you can be classic Star Wars characters, like i.e. the good Star Wars characters. You know, like Han Solo and Princess Leia and stuff. Oh, hello again, Gamer Spirit. You know what? You lucked out big time, Gamer Spirit, because not only do you get to watch me again, but then you don't have to help someone move stuff. So that's pretty good. You have lucked out, sir. Team Fortress and Counter-Strike, good choices. Light, good stuff. Oh, and I can play as Darth Vader. Yes. Now, CJ, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. If they made a game just called like Darth Vader like Force Choking Simulator, I would immediately go and buy it. Supposed to have a campaign. Maybe I will then, because yeah, like I said, I saw the commercial, so I assume it's coming out pretty soon here. Oh, and the first Battlefront is all the original Star Wars. Yes. I don't know then, because I love the original Star Wars, but I'm not as big a fan of the not original Star Wars, because they ruined it. But I don't know, though. You know, if there's original Star Wars in the second Battlefront, maybe I'll check that out. You know? I hear you on that, yeah. That would be my game of choice. It's just your Darth Vader and, like, Grand Moff Tarkin gives you the mission, just like, I need you to choke some dudes to death. And then you go and you do that. And that would be the game. Like, I would buy that in a heartbeat. You know? You want to play as Jar Jar? Oh, God. You know what, though? Maybe they could make a game where Jar Jar is secretly, like, super badass, and he force chokes people to death. That would be quite the game. Killing rebels until the game's installed. Yeah, that's a good way to pass the time. Those rebels and their goofy hats. Okay, we need a little green in there too. I'm seeing. He's my favorite. Jar Jar Sith Lord. You know what though? That would have been the twist at the end of Revenge of the Sith that would have had me maybe made me a huge fan of the series, the Star Wars again. If instead of Anakin getting his like legs chopped off and becoming Darth Vader, he just died and somehow Jar Jar actually became Darth Vader. Like, I don't know how they could pull that twist, but it wouldn't be the dumbest thing that happened in the prequel trilogy by far if they did that, but that would have been a cool, like, twist. And then you'd watch the original Star Wars and just know the entire time that in Darth Vader's, like, ominous breathing helmet is encased Jar Jar Binks. That would be quite amazing. The twist to end all twists. All right, let me grab a drink here. All right, so we're trucking along here with the drawing, and this is the second entrance here. So what color? It's green and blue, right? Let's get a picture up here real quick. Green and blue. Okay. So let's do that. Let's bust out. Let's start with some nice refreshing meadow green here. Misa is your father. No, that's a lie. That's impossible. So good. But somehow when they put Jar Jar Binks into the Vader... no! When they put Jar Jar Binks into the Vader armor, it changes his voice to that of James Earl Jones, but he still has the fake Jamaican space alien accent. Like, I don't even know how that would sound. Like James Earl Jones, like, I am your father. But he's like, Misa am your father. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. Kevin, yeah, I remember that very much too. I definitely do. You know what? If they wouldn't have put such a dumb thing in their movie, at least we got to see Yoda versus Sidious. That was awesome. Yeah, the Yoda fight was kind of interesting. Because you always wonder how Yoda would move as a Jedi, you know? So it's interesting to see how they did that. You know what, though? You should be... I feel, Kevin, with spoilers and stuff, for the most part, you should be able to go and see a movie and know what happens in it beforehand. And, be fine. I knew that Han Solo died in episode 7 or something before the movie, and still I was like, oh, okay, I'll go see it. The spoilers don't matter to me as much, I guess is all I'm trying to say here. And yeah, Jar Jar Binks, he has space Jamaican accent. It's weird. That's pretty much what he sounds like. That's what he sounded like to me. Oh, Star Wars, you so crazy. A Yoda standalone movie. Okay, let me get out some blue here. I don't know if that would be good or bad. I have no interest in the Han Solo standalone movie, I can tell you that. Alright, let's make this dude look super bored. He's just hanging out, the dungeon entrance. He's just he really wants to just play Angry Birds on his cell phone. I don't care. Do whatever you're gonna do. Yeah, I remember a new Star Wars, man. That was the thing. I remember being irritated because being so into Star Wars, and nobody else, the quote unquote normies were not. And then suddenly a new Star Wars comes out and everybody loses their minds. People that didn't care about Star Wars beforehand were like, Star Wars, I love Star Wars. And it's what, dude? I live and breathe this every day, man. The documentary about how age turns you from CGI into a Muppet. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, CJ. You never know what you're going to find here. We drawn Zelda, talking about some Star Wars. You never know, man, what's going to come up here. I'm honestly surprised that Star Wars is even somewhat on topic in terms of a Zelda game. They're both kind of cool, geeky subjects. So I'm surprised we're still on there. We could be talking about, God, I don't even know. Something completely random. Maybe I'll do Star Wars if for the next stream. Maybe I'll draw like I don't know. Maybe I'll draw Jar Jar Binks just completely ruining the franchise. Something like that. Whatever you guys want, you let me know. Not that I'm ending the stream, don't think that or anything, because I'm doing this sucker till it is done. And you know what? We are getting there. The coloring here is almost done. The inking won't take too long. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying the stream. If there's anything also that you think I should do to make it better, let me know. Like if you think I should just turn it to like all Star Wars talk all the time, I could totally do that. I would call my stream Episode Fun. But yeah. So his eyes are apparently green. This duder right here. So let's add him in. And let's give him some nice reddish blue pupils. If you do Darth Vader and Luke, that would be awesome. Yeah, that's why I love the original Star Wars so much. Like just that story of just Luke coming to terms with all that about, you know, his past and whatnot. And Vader's so good. Even before Vader was Luke's father, he was a great villain. I think that the whole Anakin thing in the prequel trilogy kind of started to ruin the mystique of Darth Vader, at least for me. But that being said, original Vader is great. Han and Leia as American Gothic. No, light. I am old school Star Wars. I still ship Luke and Leia. Luke and Leia for life, baby. Zelda Rupee Cookies. Oh, that sounds good. Was that, Kevin, was that the girl that does a show called Nerdy Nummies on YouTube? Where she makes like geeky like foods and pastries. Terrified of Darth Vader. I can understand that. That breathing apparatus thing he has is really cool. Like the sound is pretty great. Draw Spaceballs. I will. I ship in Spaceballs Barf and Pizza the Hut. Okay, so getting that laid in. That's good. We need to tone this down a little bit back here. This is good getting this part in because then I can kind of see the drawing. Spaceball. I know, Spaceballs is so good. I love pretty much anything Mel Brooks, but yeah, Spaceballs is amazing. Alright, we gotta finish up this Moblin here. He needs to be a little more orange. Spaceballs is one of those movies that if it's ever like on TV, if I'm ever flipping through the channels and it just happens to be on, I'm watching it. There's no, oh, should I watch Spaceballs? No, it's just, oh, Spaceballs on. That's what I'm now doing for however long. Dark Helmet versus the Waco Kid. That's so good. That is a good idea. Even in the future, things don't work. You know, I've always wanted to go to Plaid. I love the part 2 where they're jamming them. Raspberry. So good. Spaceballs is basically the rest of this. The entire rest of this stream could just be everybody throwing Spaceballs quotes into the chat. And I don't think anybody would be displeased with that. You know? Let's see. Scroll down here. Oh, cool. Yeah. Very cool. E-Bombs World. Yeah, I'll have to check that out then. Rupee cookies on E-Bombs World. Because I actually like to cook. So making pastries is pretty good. I still have not watched Rogue One. I know it's on Netflix. But, I guess I'd like to see it, but just haven't had the time to do it. And you and your dad watch Spaceballs. Nice, man. That's a good one. That's a good, just movie to hang out and just watch. You're chilling out, spending time with the loved ones. See, Gamer Spirit, I'm not disappointed with that. I'm very pleased for the Spaceballs quotes. Good stuff, my man. Alright, add in some of that there. Da, 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 da. Was it really good? That's what I hear. My friend Shell told me about Rogue One. She said how much she and her husband liked it. And how it's a lot like original Star Wars. But I don't know, man. There's something that I couldn't get past with just getting to know characters that are inevitably just going to die at the end, There's something about that rubs me the wrong way, Like, I don't want to get attached to characters if I know they're just going to bite the dust. But, oh well. I hear Darth Vader has a great scene where he kills a bunch of people, so that's cool. I would definitely watch it for that. It has feels. Yeah. yeah. Was the guy, Kevin, the guy in that scene... Was he sitting with... Was that Gregory Hines? Or not Gregory Hines. Michael Winslow from Police Academy. It was his birthday today or yesterday. I heard on the radio. Another one bites the dust. Yep, like all the characters apparently in Rogue One. Okay, let's get some darkers. Colors in there. Let's do blue 45 and a little bit of cool gray. Cool gray. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have to be in the right mood to watch a movie with a lot of feels. Although I watched Highlander the other night. I had it on when I was doing some art. And that's like the only movie that can make me guy cry. That one scene in Highlander. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Gets me every damn time. But yeah, I got to be in the right mood to watch a movie with the feels in it. Oh, Robert. All right, so we're gonna work on Link's flesh tones now. And this is where things are going to get a little tricky. Because this, guy cry, that's what I did when I was watching Highlander. Oh, man. It's Earth Tone 00. This is called Skin White. They renamed it recently. But it's super light. If it hits any of the pencil, it just smears it around and traps it, stuff like that. A lot of the darker colors, you don't have to worry as much. The pencil will just go underneath of it, but this, you gotta watch. So just erasing is key. Alright, there we go. Cool stuff. Yeah, I'll have to check out Rogue One. I know, like I said, I just saw that it's on Netflix. So maybe worth a watch here when I have some time. Might be kind of fun. Or not, maybe not fun's not the right word, but it might be a good film. So, alright, let's get into the dark areas here first. Like his neck, under the nose, the side of the nose, under the eyebrows, and right there under the lip Now we can just kind of start filling it in a little bit at a time. Quite a bit, but it's still fun. Cool. That's kind of what I was worried about initially, was that it was going to be just like a sob fest from beginning to end, or it was going to be like too serious, you know. I kind of let's not use that. I kind of just want a movie to be fun sometimes and not like serious as the plague throughout. But everybody says it's good. I'll definitely have to check it out then. All right, so I need a bit of a shadow color here. We're actually going to do a little bit of green first to kind of reflect his tunic area. Just a little bit in there. I like not a Jedi particularly. I don't know which character that is. I assume it's somebody who's not a Jedi but has all the Jedi skills. But I have no idea. And a little bit of pink in here too. Pink purples are a good shadow color, I find, for flesh tones. So they have like a Chekhov's Kyber crystal that they never really do much with, is what you're saying. Huh. Have any of you guys happened to read, what the hell's it called? It's, is it Splinter? Splinter of the Mind's Eye? Has anybody read that Star Wars novel? Or Shadow of the Mind's Eye, maybe? I think it's Splinter, though. That's weird then if it's a plot point that they don't bring back. Normally you're supposed to do that. Maybe in the Star Wars universe, right? Like Kyber crystals, you think they're all special because, as you said, Kevin, they power lightsabers. But honestly, what if people just buy them as like costume jewelry? You know? Maybe because it's a Kyber crystal, it's not special. Maybe it's like maybe Kyber crystals are like diamonds or something like that. So I assume you mean Splinter, Gamer Spirit. No, it's let me look it up here real quick, just briefly. I think it's Splinter, but anyway, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It's kind of interesting. It's a novel, and it's what they wrote after the original Star Wars came out in theaters, but before they knew they were going to have a sequel, before they made Empire Strikes Back. So I guess the deal was George Lucas, he wasn't sure if this was going to make money or whatever, and took some leftover money from Star Wars and commissioned this novel to be written that was going to be the sequel in case they never got around to making a sequel. So it's kind of like the sequel to Star Wars that was before Empire Strikes Back came around. So it's kind of an interesting to look at that like chapter of history, you know what I mean? I'm always fascinated with that kind of stuff, like, you know, the sequels that never got made, or it was going to be the sequel, but they completely changed everything about it. So there's this little section of the Star Wars universe that exists. And yes, in that book, Luke and Leia hooking up. Hell yeah, that's what I'm all about, man. That Luke and Leia ship. So Splinter of the Mind's Eye, gotta check it out, man. Okay, so we're coming along here. Let's add in some of the orange here, the lighter shades for Link's tunic, his outfit. Like so. Still leave some white areas in the green. Yeah, exactly. If they never made Empire Strikes Back, the only sequel to Star Wars would have been this novel. And they never planned out any of the stuff for Empire at that point. So the Luke and Leia siblings, Darth Vader being the father, all that, none of that is in this book. It's like a completely different universe. Yeah. Not Luke and Leia. Ah, that's the one true pairing. You gotta go. She gave him a kiss right before they swung across that ravine in the Death Star, man. It's gotta mean something. But I hear there's a psychological phenomenon that, like, if you have, say, like a biological sister or something, right? Or brother if you're female, and you're like separated at birth and you just kind of meet each other on the street and you don't know the person, you like have a biological disposition to be like attracted to them. Just the way that you're like, the chemistry of your brain works. Like, they're very similar, and you that appeals for some, even though you don't know that they're a sibling. Isn't that weird? Right? I'm glad I don't have any sisters, because that would be creepy. But yeah, Luke and Leia. I wonder if that was part of the thing, man. CJ, is that a I'm about to vomit emoticon? You know what? If I have almost made somebody vomit, I have achieved my goal for this stream, so I'm pleased as punch. So thank you for that. I don't mean to make you guys sick. I just thought it was something interesting. But then again, I find weird stuff very interesting, you know. But yeah, Rogue One, I'll check that out. And then Battlefront 2 or 1, maybe I'll give that I don't know, a whirl, but maybe I'll check it out. How It Should Have Ended for... no, I have not watched that one. For the original Star Wars. Was it good? Is it good, Gamer Spirit? Alright, so guys, here's a quick question for you. So the sky is going to be blue with clouds in it and a sun. The sword, should I do the original sword or the Master Sword from the original Zelda? I don't know if it was called the Master Sword, but it was like white blade. The original one had kind of like a burnt orange blade, like the original sword the guy tells him to take. What do you guys think? The Master Sword is like epic looking. The original one might fit a little better in terms of he's only going into the second dungeon, so there's points for both. You guys let me know. And Gamer Spirit, I'll definitely have to check that out then, because I've seen a couple of those videos and they're pretty good. I dig it. Master, we got one for the Master Sword. Let's see, anybody else? All right, I'm going to do going once. Going twice. Oh, we got a bunch coming in. How about the He-Man movie? Yeah, Kevin, I do know that. I love that Masters of the Universe movie. Frank Langella's Skeletor is the best. But okay, let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, Gamer Spirit. Yeah, I've seen playthroughs of people that do the whole game without getting the sword in the cave at the beginning. That's pretty wild, but still kind of like a cool challenge. So, and CJ, you say original blend better, but Master is still good. You know what? Okay, if you're saying Master's okay and Gamer Spirit's going Master, let's just do Master Sword here. We're gonna do it. So that's got a whitish blue blade there. So we're gonna do this powder blue here just a little bit to get that. Now we will make this sword lighter than the sky around it, but Where did that go? Give me 1 second. Let me get out my nice little circles template so I can draw in a fine looking sun. Not too big. Nice sequence break. Yep. Whoever's playing this Link is good, man. He's like I'm the flippin' man. Do some clouds here. Was Death Mountain a volcano? Does anybody know? Because we could have it like oozing lava here in the back. I can't remember if it was a volcano or if it was just a mountain. Anybody happen to know that off the top of their head? Okay, while I'm waiting for anybody to come in with that, give you a couple minutes, I'm going to start erasing some of these pencil lines that are just kind of chilling. Yeah, Gamer Spirit, I know you just kind of like wander into a cave and the guy's like, here you go, it's the Master Sword. But what do you have to do to get it? Don't you have to like defeat a certain number of enemies or something like that to get it? Because I remember going there like right off the bat and it's like there's nobody in the cave. It's up in the mountains near the top of the map. Okay, thanks, Light. Oh, Gamer Spirit, I asked, is Death Mountain in the original Zelda game a volcano or just a mountain? I cannot remember. I gotta kind of darken that area just a little bit. Some warm gray. Let's see. I don't know if it was or not. Honestly. Okay, so what do you guys think? Should it be a volcano? You know what? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go. Normal kind of mountain here for the time being, because I think having the lava up here is just gonna be a little much. You know, usually when they say about eye tracking in art, it's like a Z kind of thing. Like your eyes. Usually when you open your eyes to a piece of art, it generally starts up here, goes across, down, see where that sword is, here, and then back over. So that's usually how that kind of thing works. It's good to know for composition and stuff. But go across, down, back over that way. Makes a nice composition. I think up there, it's just going to be a little too much. Tectonic stability. Yes, Hyrule has been experiencing... There were no shifts or anything. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, is the first game is like all the other games are prequels except for Zelda 2, right? I'm pretty sure that's the thing. So let's see. This is process blue. That is a little too vibrant for my tastes, and we can tone that down a bit, but that's a little too much for me. Let's see. That's a little better up there. Hey, no problem, CJ. Yeah, I like that a lot better. No problem at all. There's all kind of little tips and tricks that you can learn that you pick up over time. Like that, the whole making the layout thing. Oh, and Kevin, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching and streaming and commenting and all that fun stuff, joining in. So I'm glad you all are liking it. I'm having fun doing it. They are at the end of the hero is defeated timeline. Oh yeah, that's right. There's like a whole bunch of different like branching timelines kind of thing in the Zelda universe, right? Yeah, that's right. I've seen something like that. Like a chart or something. Okay, thank you, Light. That's the thing about the original Zelda 2. You think like high fantasy, Lord of the Rings kind of stuff. But when you're playing it, it's like you're in a vast like wasteland almost. Aside from like the lost woods, and then the woods look like they're sparse, like there's no leaves on the trees and stuff like that. I think that's cool. According to some page in some book. I hope it's not somebody's fan fiction, but I think you're right, because I think I have seen that. Okay. Yeah, I like this blue better. This is Blue 01, mint blue. I've used it for skies in the past, and it works really well. And it's not overly in-your-face blue. Oh, Gamer Spirit Man, no worries, no worries. It is all good. Okay. And then with skies, big swaths of color like that, where there's not going to be any kind of ink or texture on top to break it up, I always go over it a second time with the same color to blend in some of those streaks. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of choppy. Now, I don't know how well the video is picking this up top. I know it. Last time I checked, it looked kind of bright up there in terms of my lighting. So hopefully you guys can see that it's less streaky. Let me check that. All right, cool. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad on the video. Yeah, Lord of the Rings movies are fantastic. I have very fond memories of seeing those in the theaters as well, especially the third one. My wife always points out when, the guy from Fringe who was the Steward of Gondor lit his stupid ass on fire and jumped off the end of Minas Tirith. Ah, that's hilarious. I burst out laughing in the theater because it was hilarious. That's good times, good times. But yeah, Peter Jackson and company did a terrific job. You could really tell they loved the source material and just wanted to make some good film art, and they did. And it shows too that a movie that has that much like passion behind it and can win Oscars and have good acting and all that stuff can also be like just a ton of fun too, with good action and excitement and stuff like that. Alright, let's fill in the sun. I don't like to take it all the way to the edge here. Just leave it a little bit white. Let's erase what we can. Yeah, guy from Fringe. And the thing is, because I just watched the whole Lord of the Rings. We just watched them maybe like 3 months ago. And what's his nuts from Fringe? He's like, oh, we have to bury my son, and we have to walk across this bridge that's in the back of the mountain and like deep in these halls and all this stuff. And they're like, they must have gone like a good solid mile, right? So they're like go down to the burial chambers, and he's like, I'm going to burn my son. And then they learn he's alive, and yet he somehow manages to light himself on fire. Okay. And then he runs. He must have run a full mile on fire to get to that little tippy end of Minas Tirith just to fling himself off. That, my friends, is dedication. When I'm on fire, you know, the few times I've been on fire in my life, I can safely say that I have not chosen to go for a jog, you know. That's dedication, to be on fire and like go all that way just to fling himself off there because of like a drama, make it look good on film, you know. So that is a bold choice that man had, and I applaud it, frankly. All right, so let's make the boomerang here just a little bit more punched up here with some more vibrant color. It's kind of blending into the background for me, and I don't like that one bit. Yeah, he would have no way he would have made it to the end of the Minas Tirith just to fling himself off. There is no conceivable way he's getting that far. But that being said, I thought it was hilarious. I laughed so much. I just laughed and laughed. But then again, anytime someone's on fire, I have a tendency to just laugh and enjoy the hell out of it, because that's awesome. All right, here. So let's get these clouds just a little bit darker. I'm going to use Blue Green 90, which is called Gray Sky. Just to add some difference in them and to break up the top of these snowy mountains. Yeah, he survives a kick from a horse, too. I forgot about that. Yep, you're right. Man, that guy, he takes it like a trooper, man. Kicked by a horse and running a mile while on fire. Wow, that's dedication to a cause. What was the best Zelda item? For me, it was the candle. Gamer Spirit, it doesn't matter, man. You just list whatever you think the best Zelda item is. If you haven't played OG, name whatever. If you have played OG, let me know what your favorite items are. We talked about this right when the stream started up. That's how we chose the boomerang. But we also had other people, Kevin. Light said the candle as well is a fan favorite. It's one of those that doesn't get a lot of play, but yeah, it's a cool item. That's kind of neat. The bottle. You know what? That is a very useful item, I have to say, for catching the fairies in. You know? As soon as you can catch a fairy, that makes your life a whole lot easier. Alright, so we are getting almost done with the coloring part, and then we can get into the drawing. Oh, and before I forget, Link's got to have some hair. So we'll do the eyes later. I like to do the eyes a little bit later. I didn't know you could defeat Ganon with the bottle. That's awesome. Alright, so any last minute changes I want to do here with the color. I just want to add in a little bit of Moblin eyes here, yellow. Just for my own memory. Alright. And now it is time to start the inking process. So it looks good enough for me, color-wise. What do you guys think? Bethesda bucket? I don't know what a Bethesda bucket is, Light. Is that like... I have no idea. Is that... I assume that's based on the Bethesda games. Okay, Bobby, you're going over there. Alright, let me get the ink. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Hey, I liked in Ocarina of Time the doesn't Ganon appear on like a horse at one point? I didn't know you could deflect it with a bottle. That's cool. You put it under you and the collision causes you to defy gravity. Awesome. Oh, and thanks, CJ. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to look even better here with some ink. I actually have, so this, if you guys care to know, this is a Cotman by Winsor & Newton. That's their, like, student line. Cotman 3 series. This is a size 0 brush, which is actually pretty big in all things considered. Give me 1 second here. I know I have them floating around. Because I had just purchased the other day, and I might use them, is this is a new Cotman 3 series, and this is a 000. So you can kind of see the brush. Let me see if it's picking up here on the camera. The brush head sizes. The one on top being the 0, the one below is a 0. And then I have, this is a quadruple 0 right here. And let's see. So the top is 0, middle will be 000, and bottom will be quadruple. You can see the brush head sizes. If it focuses. Come on, baby. Focus. Focus for me. Yeah. But so I usually use this 0, which is actually a little bit bigger. I'm going to try to start with the 000 this time around and go from there. The line quality is going to be a little bit different, but it'll be fun. Yeah, sorry, I'm geeking out over art supplies here when I should be talking about Zelda and Star Wars. My bad, everybody. My bad. The brushes are so cute. Thank you. Yeah, light, that's definitely... CJ, do I recommend inking after coloring with a Sharpie or Prismacolor marker? You know what? I am not entirely sure. Let me trim this. The tag is still on this here while I'm thinking about it. So, are you saying that you put down like a Sharpie, or what are you asking? Should you color first and then ink with a Sharpie? Honestly, with a Sharpie kind of ink, as long, like, that kind of ink works pretty well. You can actually lay that down first and then color on top of it, like kind of like almost like a coloring book in a way. This is just my process that I've used, and you'll have to definitely try, you know, multiple ways. But because I'm using actual India ink here, like actual ink, it tends to smear if I'm coloring it. And especially with like flesh tones, it just smears like crazy, and you can let a drawing sit for days and it will not be dry enough to color over with the Copic. So that's why I throw down my color first. Okay, you use a Sharpie to ink and color with Prismacolored markers or pencils. Yeah, that should be fine. Like a Sharpie, that kind of ink that's in a Sharpie tends to dry up a lot cleaner than this stuff does here. But yeah, honestly, I would say, here's the thing, try it a couple different ways. That's what I did when I found out my process is I kind of did it. I inked first and tried it and it didn't work, and you know, went to color afterwards. I've tried it with different kinds of materials, and this is just what I enjoy. This is just what works for me. Okay, and light, we'll see ya. Yeah, guys, it's 5 o'clock. I said I was only going to stream till 5, but I'm good to go longer if you guys are good to watch. So you let me know. I'm just going to, because I want to get this sucker finished up here. So you guys let me know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend trying it for yourself and just seeing what works for you. Because what works for you might not work for me. And I'm going to move Bob here just up to the top. And when I'm inking, I don't like just start and just go right from there. You know what I mean? Like I'm always moving around in my drawing. That kind of stuff. Bye, Light. We'll see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you have any feedback or anything, let me know, okay? But yeah, so first time using this brush. Anytime it's the first time using anything, it takes a little bit of time to get used to the feel of it. Back to paper. You know, they say that if you're good, you know, if you're good drawing on paper or digital or whatever like that, like your skills transfer over. Like as long as you have those basics like anatomy and stuff like that, like the medium doesn't matter there. I'd like to do more digital art though. You went out to Michael's after the bash. Oh yeah, hey Gamer Spear man, I warned you. I remember that. I was like, dude, grab a coupon. Yeah, they're pretty pricey. That being said, I really like them. Did you end up picking any of them up? Out of curiosity? And you definitely don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I was just curious if you ended up picking any of them up. But yeah, the Copic markers, they're a great system, and I swear by them. But yeah, they're definitely not cheap, that's for sure. I actually just picked up one this weekend because Michael's had the 50% off coupon, so that's usually what I look for, you know. Let's add in some more. Yeah, you know what? Experimenting with cheaper ones is always good. You can use two, and they still sell them, but the Prismacolor markers, like these guys, the double-sided Prismacolors are good. I really like frankly, I like the broad side actually a lot better than the fine side. But yeah, and they sell these now with brushes too, brush ends. And they're like a third of the cost. You can't refill them, but yeah, you could definitely experiment and play around with them. That's kind of how I started. Who would win in a fight, Lion-O or Link? Oh my god. That's a good question. So, with Link, that's a very hard question to answer because Link from which game? And which materials does he have? Double-sided. You have the double-sided too. Double-sided are great. Yeah, Kevin, man, I don't know. So if it was Link before he gets the sword in the first game, like he's just hanging outside that cave for no discernible reason. You know, the cave where the guy's like, take this, it will help you on your journey. Or what's he say? It's not safe to go out there without this. If it's before that cave, then Lion-O. Like Lion-O sneaking up on him and just slitting his throat. Yeah, straight Lion-O. Let's see. Gamer Spirit said, digital art. Yeah, I did. I watched your video, which was really good, actually. I enjoyed the that Mario you drew. It was a lot of fun. So, but Kevin, yeah, man, dude, I have no idea. Well, that's nice thin line for the eyes. I'm gonna say fully powered up Link would win in a fight, but other than that, definitely Lion-O because he's got the Sword of Omens, and Chitara would be like his sidekick, and all Link has for sidekicks are fairies. And Link has like Panthro and stuff. Yeah, Gamer Spirit, no problem, man. Keep up the art. Keep it up. It's good stuff. I always like watching people make art. That's kind of why I started doing this, the videos and stuff like that, because I like watching people make art, and I just wanted to contribute and add to it, you know. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Ho! Shadow Princess is a companion. That's pretty cool. Is that from Twilight Princess? I have not played that one, actually, unfortunately. I hear it's cool, though. Plus Shadow Princess. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it's between a Link with a Shadow Princess and Lino, I don't know. I'm going to fill in Link's eye color here a little later as he's fighting there. Yeah, I'd like to play Twilight Princess because that sounds really cool. Okay, now I can start doing some thicker lines here. On that. One thing that doing these videos has definitely got me used to is if you notice, my piece of paper is static for the most part. Used to be that I would be turning my paper all over to get the different angles I need. Now I can almost draw any angle from this position, so that's kind of an interesting thing that has happened. Not as much substance, huh? I don't know. I'll still have to check it out, just because I'd like to play, you know, all the Zelda games at some point. And we'll just do some knuckles here for Link. Here we go. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I watched some people play it a while back, and it looked pretty cool, but not like... I don't know much about it, other than it's in that general Ocarina of Time thing. Oh, you found me through Drawloween. Thank you very much. Yes, sir, I am planning on it. They just released the Drawloween calendar, and so that's cool, something to think about. I've got a lot to do before then, but yeah, I'm definitely doing Drawloween this year, and it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I definitely had fun with that, and it's nice to have that kind of goal where it's like a video every day for X number. It really kind of like lights a fire under my ass, as it were, you know. It gets me pumped up and doing it. Plus, I like having all the little themes like that. But you're definitely doing Drawloween. So, that'll be fun. I might try to do it a little bit differently. Like, I always do the markers and stuff. But I might try to add in some Inktober to that, too. So, like, just some pure ink drawings. World's too big for what they have in the world. I could understand that being a problem. Because then it's like you go down a corridor and you want something cool and there's just nothing. That would not be fun. Like, I wouldn't like that. Because I love to find like little secrets and stuff. CJ, man, me too. I've already started decorating the house. And I've already started eating like monster cereals and stuff like that. Nice line here. I'm streaming this while I'm at work, and I'm just honestly enjoying your commentary and the response from the chat. Oh yeah, Kevin, man, no problem, man. No problem. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for commenting too. Thanks to all of you guys for joining in and commenting. You know, I'm glad this is the first one I've done here on YouTube and Twitch, and I think it's going pretty well. I'm enjoying it, you know. Yeah, Halloween is objectively the best holiday. I will broker no arguments with that. It's great. But we've been Halloween nuts forever. My family was. My mom and dad will always like decorate the porch and stuff with like a spooky scene for the trick-or-treaters, and so I definitely, Halloween is a huge part of my entire life. Gamer Spirit, yep, you got to get yourself some blueberry. I actually just picked some up the other day and had a bowl last night, and I was in blueberry flavored cereal heaven. So it was good stuff. And yeah, CJ, no problem, man, no problem. I'm just enjoying it. I never know how something like this is going to go down. So I'm glad you guys are liking it, and it's my pleasure. I've kind of been wanting to do this for a while, but actually getting the logistics down has been a little bit of a, not a challenge, but it just required a little bit of investment in time and research to figure out how to do this, what services to use, and how to, like what kind of webcam to get and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's still a work in progress too. You know, if you guys have any suggestions or anything, like do this with the audio, do that with the video, then please let me know, because there's a lot more people out there that know what they're doing than I do. And I'm always looking for advice and help and stuff like that. Oh, yeah? That's good. Hey, CJ, that's awesome. Your birthday is October 22nd? Nice, man. Nice. Kevin, you've never had any Monster cereal? Oh. You gotta get some, man. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Hey, everybody, hold on one second. Hello. Hello. Hey, I'm still streaming here, so I'll just be a little bit. Sorry about that. The mic sounds good, honestly. Yeah. So the camera I'm using, this is let me think about it. This is a Logitech C920, I believe. It got really good reviews, and honestly, I generally like it. But I think I might need to go in and play with some of the various settings and stuff like that to make it a little better. So it got high reviews and all that kind of fun stuff. So, all right, let's ink this P hat, right? I've learned something new. But yeah, sorry about it. I know it was focusing weird there initially. It's a little finicky. Some settings are harder to use depending on the light. Yeah, and that's just what I'm going to have to figure out too. So right now I have my lighting kit hitting this, what I use when I shoot videos on my camcorder. And so I don't know if that's too bright, but it's getting pretty dim out there, and I wanted at least a consistent light source. But yeah, your videos always look good, Gamer Spirit. Like, so I know that I know then that the camera can do a good job. So I will just play with the settings here and just try to figure that out. Oh, Kevin, I will, man. No problem. No worries. Yeah, she just got home from work here a couple minutes ago. I heard the garage door opening and the guinea pigs were going bananas, so that's fun. It's past their dinner time, too. They're getting hungry. Yeah, I have guinea pigs, Kevin. How about that? I love those little scamps. Yeah, Gamer Spirit, no problem. And auto exposure. Okay. I have to go in and see just, what the settings are and how to do that. And I will. Because that's probably what it was doing when it was trying to constantly white balance itself, stuff like that. Okay, let's see here. Start putting in this boomerang hand. Thank you, Kevin. I've been working with that to try to just get some interesting stuff from the movies or whatever. So I've really been trying to edit a lot more than just kind of go with it. But, like anything, like it's a learning process. And just like art, like with the videos, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And I actually have fun with the editing, too, and picking the music. It's actually a lot of fun to do that and just think about what you want to use. Some things are so easy to pick. Like during Terror Vision, you have to play the Terror Vision theme song. I mean, that's a no-brainer. It looks like when it's on the drawing, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can work with that then and do that. Because I noticed that, but wasn't entirely sure how to fix it. Especially in time for the 3 o'clock to start. But thank you for letting me know. I'll have to look into that then. And kind of monkey with it. Just add that in there. Okay. So let me do... Oh, not your cam, just the cam in general has... Oh, really? I don't know then if I'm going to be able to change that or not. I'll look into it. If the entire cam in general has issues like that. Okay. Just want to give the sun some nice little lines here. And then we're going to do these clouds just very delicately. Very delicate, happy little clouds. It's the little Bob Ross figures telling me. Yeah, I'm thinking about with these streams, because I'm doing a lot just like what I normally do for a video, just because I'm saving this stream locally, turning this into a video too, on Markers of Monsters. That way anybody that's not around for the stream can kind of see it in, 10 minutes or something like that. Oh, auto exposure is turned off and I adjusted to the correct exposure. Okay, thank you, Gamer Spirit. That sounds good. That makes sense. I don't know if I can do that now, like on the fly, without restarting the stream, or if your guys are cool with just me finishing this up and then I can play with it, another time, kind of a deal, for the next one. Okay. But thank you. Yeah, that's definitely helpful to know that. All right, let's move our way down. I'm really liking this brush too. Yeah, Monster Cereals, man. You know what, dude? We should play some D&D too. Yeah, Gamer Spirit. That's kind of how I've been like all the way with art and stuff. You just trial and error and learn, and that's how I learned about doing the audio initially and stuff like that. So it's all a learning process. So I'm grateful for any kind of advice or tips or anything like that. There's one thing I definitely learned through the art and like portfolio reviews and stuff like that, is that they say it's like you know, you're never too old or experienced to get help. Like nobody's beyond that, and that's very true. So like, you know what I mean? If there's one thing I don't want to be, it's the type of guy that's like, oh, I know this, I got this. I will always try to learn from anybody, anywhere. But the Monster cereals, in fact, they have. Yes, I've actually gotten all 3 boxes, and super happy about that. I don't know, like I said in my video, there's just something about them that's so nostalgic and charming. And I honestly have to say, Count Chocula is a great chocolate-flavored cereal. I wish there were more marshmallows in all the cereals, but I wish that about every single cereal. You know what I mean? I wish that about like regular Cheerios. That would be my complaint about Cheerios. Its lack of marshmallows. Have a closet full now, LOL. Okay, the Octo guy, he's got to have octopus slit eyes. If you've ever noticed that about goats and octopuses, their pupils are slit, so they can see like a panoramic view. Does anybody out there remember the cereal called King Vitamin? Anybody remember King Vitamin? So my parents would get us King Vitamin, and it was this like discount store cereal. You get it like Big Lots, and it had this like weird like king looking guy on the cover, and it was like, I don't know, a weird like puffed corn cereal, but we used to eat that all the time. So I don't think they still sell it, but I definitely remember King Vitamin. Wow. Yeah, CJ, yep, that's how an octopus's or a goat's eyes are. They are split. And a frog as well. They can see like a panorama. It's weird. It's creepy to look at. The pupils are like that. If you're ever designing like a monster or something like that, that's a really good trick to use because it's very like unearthly looking. So even if you're like have a dude, say he's been taken over by an alien and he has like one tell, it's subtle. You could give him like the slit pupils and it's definitely like eerie and creepy, but without being overly. It's a good trick to use. Yeah, King Vitamin, man, that takes me back. That gamer spirit, I would definitely like. I'm not recommending you go out and try to find it. You know, it's definitely not worth it, but it's definitely a weird like nostalgia thing for me that I remember it. Nobody else does. You know, or my brothers. I bet you my brothers probably would. All right, so let's fill in this Octorok's legs here. Do that. But yeah, the slit eye thing is definitely good for when you're drawing monsters and stuff like that. It gives them a very cool and unique look, which I dig. Yep, King Vitamin, Kevin. That's takes me back. Yeah, no problem, CJ. No problem, man. All right, so Gamer Spirit, what did you call the spider things? You listed them early. You named it earlier, and I am unsure. I can't remember. Rock Tech or something like that. I can't. I just can't remember what you had said. Because this is Octorock, this dude over here. But the spider thing, Tektite. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why. I just couldn't remember that. But yeah, cool monsters in Zelda 2. I've always wanted to get a Famicom system, the NES in Japan, because apparently there's a microphone in Controller 2, and you can use it to yell a loud noise into, and it'll kill a Pole's voice. So we're doing another blue one down there. Just a little bit. And I don't remember what the spider eyes look like. So I'm going to give them just like regular eyes here. We're going to do a couple little, like the couple of textures here. The little slime creatures. Choo Choo, yeah. That's awesome. I like the knights too in the dungeon. There's a lot of good ones, man. Too many to count. Alright, we'll do Link's, the base of his tunic. Like that. Yeah, the knights are cool. There's so many good ones. Too many to count if you ask me, but yeah, they're all good. Okay, so we're going to do this Moblin spear here. Yeah, now after drawing this, I'm like, damn, I want to play some Zelda games. Dark Nuts, oh, that's cool. And how about the snake guys? Oh, you know what another good one is in the dungeons? The they're not really like a monster per se, but I love those little like spiky trap things that are in the corners of the room that when you walk in the door, they like fling at you and try to. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They try to kill you. They're not a monster, that's for sure, but they're kind of an interesting feature. I guess they'd be called a trap. But I don't know. Alright. Get this Moblin's armor kind of here. Ropes or rope snakes? That sounds about right, honestly. Just little bits of texture here and there. With these marker drawings, I'm definitely not going crazy. I'm just kind of trying to get the art done on them more than like a super like hyper detailed ink job. I save that for pieces that I do that are like the real big ink pieces that I like sell them and have in my portfolio and stuff. They take like hours and hours and hours and hours of just like this delicate inking. Here I'm just kind of trying to get it in good enough, as it were. Ropes. Okay, cool, man. Thank you. Wallmasters. Those are the hands, though, right? The Wallmasters are the big hands. Let's give this guy. That's cool. That, and he's got these cute little piggy ears. Oh, so adorable. There we go. That looks pretty cool, I think. That Moblin looks pretty good. I think when all's said and done. Alright, that there. And now we can move into this area here. Creepy, oily. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I love the design in Wind Waker. Like, because I remember the hands, and like when you'd kill them, they'd be like kind of swirls of smoke would come up, and they'd like very cartoonish swirls. I really like the design of that. It's very very unique and very cartoony, and they did a great job with the I don't even know how to put it. Just with that cartoony effect, just making you feel like it was a real fleshed out world. Yeah, I know what you mean, Gamer Spirit. I do, man. Because that's like what I want to do is like go play Zelda. You know, it's so much fun to think about this kind of stuff. That's why one of the reasons I love doing this kind of art in these videos is because these are things that I like. I love it. So it's so much fun to just kind of be thinking about it and talking about it. Even trying to contribute a little bit, like adding to the community. I mean, I don't know how much I'm doing that, but, you know, people that stream and do that, they just, you know, stream the games. They, like, add to the fandom and the community. I think that's really cool. Okay, guys, decision time. What is Link's eye color? How about the floating skulls that don't die? Yeah, I know. It's kind of fun though to have enemies like that are just kind of like a nuisance there. That it's like it makes you think a certain way, like, oh man, I'm just gonna keep whacking them, but it never helps. It's kind of neat. But okay, yeah, definitely want an eye color here. Link's eyes are mainly blue in most games. Gamer Spirit, I am going to defer to you on that. I think that's right. I think you've definitely showed that you know what you're talking about with these. So the next step here is just a couple like touch-ups we're gonna do with the get all the ink off. There we go. With the markers. So first thing I'm looking at is a little bit of touch up here on the shirt. And I'd like that to be just a pinch darker down in here. Do that, and hopefully it doesn't smear the ink. You just got to watch out that you don't get too much there. Really, the colors that do it, like the yellows, will just have it kills them. They're just done. The grays are usually okay. Some of the darker colors. There we go. And then we're gonna do his blue eyes. And I think we can give him like really blue eyes, huh? To stand out pretty good. There we go, that's cool. I'm going to then switch over, 1 second here, to... These are the Copic multi-liners. They are kind of like... Not Sharpies. What do you call them? The Micron pens. Oh, thanks, Gamer Spirit. And they go perfectly with the Copic colors. They don't smear or anything like that. So we can throw them over there and just do a little line there under the eye. And then just a couple little touch-up spots here and there. I'm just going to hit it with some gray here, just in a couple places where I see there's missing color or whatever. Kind of no big deal kind of stuff, you know. Actually, I think I'm going to gray this up too. Just to kind of keep it in. Oh, there's some ink smearing. Keep it in a tonal line. Exchanging lights and darks, lights on top of darks and stuff like that. This pea hat is a little bit lighter, so I'm going to darken up the background around it. Oh. Just being delicate because I am getting a couple smears here and there. Why did it take longer than 10 minutes? Yeah. Oh, man. I'm just not drawing as fast as I normally do for my videos. Yeah, sorry, Gamer Speed. Yeah, normally I can draw an entire drawing like this in 10 minutes time, but I'm just slow poking it today. Sorry, guys. Just making the stream last and last and last. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Let me grab the white marker, the gel pen here. And that way I can kind of put in a little bit of highlights here and there. And then here's a tip. You can just smear it around just a little bit. Soften up those interior edges. And I don't know if this is going to appear on the camera for you. It's a little tough. We're going to fill in Link's mouth here. Give like a cool little highlight there. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I am going to call this one a wrap. Let's get it signed up. And there we go. Oh, and yoink, right there. All right, guys, I'm calling this guy Dunsville. So that is, yeah, I'm still getting used to that, CJ. You know what I mean? Reading and doing that, but it's all good. I love the messages, so definitely keep them coming. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a little longer than 10 minutes each stream. So this was 2 hours and 40 minutes. We are done here, guys. And I just want to thank everybody for coming in. I think because of you guys, you made the stream great, and I really appreciate it. Definitely, yeah. So if you, yeah, take a look at the scan. We will be doing that because, like I said, I'm going to kind of process this into a 10-minute video here. So yeah, we might be seeing that tomorrow. I don't know. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Does anybody have any last questions or comments or anything like that they want to add? Throw it in. The other thing I want to say is that I'm going to throw this up on my Etsy store. There should be a link on the Twitch channel. There's a button you could press or stuff like that. So if you have any interest in buying it, you can pick it up on my Etsy store or shoot me a private message either. Or if you see me at a convention, I still have it. I'm always selling stuff like this, so it's up to you guys. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, the stream will be every Thursday at 3. And then maybe I'll throw in another one in the week, just like if I have a couple hours. I just want to stream randomly so that if you happen to be on, look for that. But yeah, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'll be here. We'll be doing another drawing tomorrow. And feel free if you guys have any suggestions or things you want to see, like artwork. Like, hey, dude, I really want to see you do like Castlevania, or I want to see you do like Ninja Turtles or whatever. Throw me a line somewhere on email me, Colin Michael Richards at gmail.com is my email. You can also like me on Facebook and YouTube, anywhere else. Throw me a line and let me know what you think, and we'll get to it. So, yeah, that's it for the first inaugural stream. Thanks again, everybody, And looks like there's nothing more in the chat, so we'll see y'all later. Bye.